Hey everyone, Michael Rosmer here with Richucation. We're here today to talk about another part of mastery, which is what we call the three parts of mastery, or what I sometimes call the Triforce of learning, or the triad of learning, okay? And this really is inspired by a quote from, I believe it is Confucius, okay? So Confucius, in case you don't know, goes back to ancient China, wise guy, like 600 BC or something. Really has there's a lot of quotes that are probably falsely attributed to Confucius. So you'll have these Confucius say, but he has a lot of great wisdom. And so you can go and read his book, Analects, I believe it's called. And it's just all these little expressions. So one of the things that he talked about, I think it's him, I might have this wrong, but it doesn't really matter, is there's three ways by which we obtain wisdom. And in this case, we're going to talk about mastery instead of wisdom. The same principle applies, okay? The first is through imitation, which is easiest. The second is through experience, which is bitterest. And the third is through reflection, which is noblest, okay? And so when we're talking about the, we'll call it the Triforce of Mastery. My bad writing, as usual. What do we run into? We run into the three things, right? So we have imitation, which is when we're talking about modeling, okay? So you're imitating somebody else. Then we have reflection, we'll put over here. Reflection. And we have experience. Experience is doing. So this is deliberate practice over here, right? This here is building mental models. This here is learning from other people. So what we find is that I can kind of draw some circles here. And these kind of overlap, right? Like these should all intersect with each other in a nice little Venn diagram. Now, if you want to accelerate your learning as much as possible, if you want to get the best results as quick, what do you got to do? Should you do experience? Like you'll have people who run it. I hate this. It drives me nuts. When some people will be like, oh, they're book learners, not experienced people, or the university types, or, all theory and not this crap out there. Frankly, that is idiocy. Screw those people. They don't know what the hell they're talking about. It's about all three. Because you're going to get something from each of these three that you won't from anything else. And so your learning process, if you really care to maximize your learning, to learn quicker, what do you got to do? You got to do all three, okay? Now, where do you start? You should typically start with imitation, okay? You should typically start with imitation, experience, reflection. Okay, that's how you should typically start. Why is that? Well, because at first you don't have a clue what you're doing, so imitating somebody helps, right? Experience, you don't really have anything to reflect on at this point in time, so you go imitation, experience, reflection, right? Then, based on that reflection, you're going to go, oh, let's go and imitate. Like clearly, so imagine this, all right? Let's imagine a scenario. I'm going to go swimming, okay? So swim, or I watch somebody swim, I jump in the water, I try to swim, right? Now, so I'm trying to copy them. Inevitably, I don't know what I don't know, right? Inevitably, I'm going to miss something. I'm probably going to miss a lot of stuff, okay? So when I do this experience, I'm going to have a bad experience, right? I'm probably going to fail at it. But then I'm going to go, okay, let's reflect. What was it that I was doing? I'm going to watch him again, right? Or I'm going to pay attention to like, oh, how did this feel? How did this, on and on. That's going to give me an opportunity to go here, and here, and here, and here. And so you can cycle this. Now, you can also cycle from any other point, right? You could go imitation, reflection, experience, right? So like especially after I have some experience, I'm probably going to say, okay, I'm going to start with imitation. Now I'm going to go to reflection. Right? I'm going to watch them and go, oh, that's what they're doing. So I would do this in magic. For those of you who don't know, I did magic for a while. I wrote some books on it. It was great. Had a good fun. I love magic. It's super fun. So when I would do that, nowadays, I'm going to watch a magician perform. Like I've been watching this guy Shin Lim lately. Amazing. You got to go check him out. As a magician, Shin Lim is phenomenal. Okay? That is from the magician's perspective. He does really, really cool stuff for the spectators, which is great. But it's also great for magicians, which isn't always the case. Okay? So I'm going to watch him, and I'm going to be like, wow, what's he doing there? Oh, look, he slips the card like this. Cool. That's what I'm reflecting. Now I'm going to go try it. When I try it, I'm probably not going to do it as well as he does. He's really good. So what am I going to do? I'm going to either reflect or I'm going to imitate. Right? I'm going to, go back to that process. So by cycling these things here, you accelerate your learning. Okay? And that's just the message here. The message is there's a Triforce of Mastery. You will get mastery the fastest if you do all three. And if you really care about building a skill set, which you should, if you care about, taking your success to another level, figure out what the skill set is you're going to build, right? Maybe it's copywriting. Maybe it's, I don't know, spotting opportunities. And again, if you go through some of our training, we talk about what the skills are you need to learn, right? Maybe it's hiring. Maybe it's, I don't know, leadership, whatever. You want to go through and you want to practice these. You want to set yourself up some sort of practice process that you can learn. If you think about somebody like Jerry Rice, hugely successful in football, what did he do? He, yes, went and trained, but he also did stuff where he would review tapes all the time, right? Imitation, reflection. So that's the message for today. I hope it helps you guys. I know it's fairly quick and easy and simple, and that's the idea. You just take it, and now you're going to go apply it. So we'll see you on the next video. If you want help with any of this stuff, always reach out to us, right? Always, that's like the whole point. The idea here is to have community, to have interaction, etc. It's not for you to watch these videos and be like, oh, that was really good. Hopefully it was, and hopefully you're like, yes, that's awesome. But we really want to interact with you. We really want to build this community. We really want to create like this community of success. And you know what? I'm going to get some invitation from you guys. You're going to have experiences that you're going to send to me, and I'm going to reflect on them, and so on and so forth, so we'll improve. We'll see you on the next video.